Syria, Russia say over 100 missiles fired, many intercepted. UK says it targeted a chemical weapons storage facility near Homs. France says it attacked a chemical research center. The US and its allies fired more than 100 cruise missiles at Syria, a significant number of which were intercepted by Syrian air defenses, Russia and Syria said Saturday. More than 100 cruise missiles and air-to-land missiles were fired by the US, Britain and France from the sea and air at Syrian military and civilian targets, the Russian Defense Ministry said in a statement quoted by RIA Novosti news agency, adding that a significant number were shot down by Syrian air defenses. Syria's air defenses were made in the USSR more than 30 years ago, the ministry said. Russian air defenses based in Syria were not used, the ministry said. Syria made similar claims. A Syrian military statement said the US, Britain and France fired 110 missiles during a joint attack on targets in Damascus and outside. BRIG General Ali Mayhoub, who read the statement on Syrian TV, said our air defenses effectively shot down most of them. He says one of the missiles hit the scientific research center in Barzeh near Damascus, damaging a building. In Homs, one of the missiles was derailed, injuring 3 people, he said. Mayhoub said the attacks will not deter the Syrian military from its ongoing war to eradicate armed terrorists from Syrian territory. The US denied any of the missiles had been shot down, and Syria is not known to have the capabilities to intercept missiles. Joseph Dunford, Washington's top general, said the strikes hit 3 targets near Damascus, a scientific research center, a storage facility and command post, and a chemical weapons storage facility near Homs. Syrian surface-to-air missile batteries had attempted to fire back, but there were no initial reports of Allied losses, he added. Russia said that none of the Western strikes in Syria had hit areas covered by Russia's air defenses around its air base and naval facility in Tartus. The Russian military said the missiles were fired from U.S. ships in the Red Sea as well as from tactical aircraft above the Mediterranean and by U.S. strategic bombers from near the Al-Tanf base. France said it fired cruise missiles from frigates in the Mediterranean and deployed fighter jets from home bases as part of its strikes on Syria. Speaking at the presidential palace, Defense Minister Florence Parly said these different assets fired cruise missiles in a perfectly coordinated way, closely synchronized with our American and British allies. Western airstrikes on Syria overnight targeted the main research center for chemical weapons and 2 production sites, Parly said. It's the capacity to develop and produce chemical weapons that has been hit, she said in a statement at the presidential palace. The goal is simple, to stop the regime from using chemical weapons again, she added. British jets have fired missiles at a Syrian military facility near Homs suspected of storing chemical weapon ingredients, Britain's defense ministry said. Britain's defense ministry said in a statement that 4 British Tornado jets had fired Storm Shadow missiles at the base 15 miles, 24 kilometers, west of Homs at 1 o'clock GMT, 4 o'clock IDT. The ministry said the facility was a former missile base, where the regime is assessed to keep chemical weapon precursors. Initial indications are that the precision of the Storm Shadow weapons and meticulous target planning have resulted in a successful attack, it said. Very careful scientific analysis was applied to determine where best to target the Storm Shadows to maximize the destruction of the stockpiled chemicals and to minimize any risks of contamination to the surrounding area. The facility which was struck is located some distance from any known concentrations of civilian habitation, reducing yet further any such risk, it added. Let it go.